I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Wednesday, May the 4th, brought to you in part by the American Simmental Association. Check out today's Simmental, see what Sim Genetics can do for you. Go to simmental.org. Are these early week gains empty promises again, or have we got any bit of strength here? It kind of remains to be seen. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in it, but early in the week, these futures are up quite a bit. Live cattle futures on the June contract, Monday was up 87 cents, Tuesday's up 57. The out fronts were up a little more than that, especially on Monday. They were up way over $1. But ending the day with June on Tuesday at 116.37, which is still a big discount to what the cash market is, and June is our spot market right now. Feeder cattle for May, Monday was up $1. Tuesday was up $1.97 to end the day on Tuesday at 143.40, which is getting it in there tight with what our cash market is now. CME feeder cattle index on the cash side 143.54, real-time index on Cattle Market Central 141.65. Look at your weighted average on the fat cattle trade last week, another big movement. Of course, they're going to have some decent movements as they ramp this kill up quite a bit, but 92,600 head sold in the 5 area feeding region there. Market was down, of course, we talked about that. Your weighted average price on a steer was $123.79, which was down $2.66. Your dress trade was down harder again, with the average dress steer at $194.16 was down $6.52, and that's now $20 in the last 2 weeks there, and the dress traders really took the brunt of the losses there, and those Nebraska traders have lost a lot. And if you take that back on about a 63% dressing percentage, they're trading quite a bit back from what your Southern Plains market is. But your big gains on your feeder cattle on Tuesday there was corn. Corn went down 12 cents. I'd been worried, and a lot of the prognosticators were worried because the Corn Belt was getting really dry. Well, in the last 10 days, we've just had a really, really nice rain, and a lot of the places that were needing it the worst had their corn in, and now that corn is coming up and popping up, 3 to 6 inches there, and just looks really good. And now the places that were way behind on their moisture have caught up and are really in good shape. So that has taken a lot of the starch out of the corn market there. Early in the week there, had 45% planted of the corn, which really seems a little low to me, but I'm living in Missouri, and Missouri was 89% done, so I guess that's why. But there's some places further up north that it hasn't warmed up, or the ground hadn't warmed up enough to go ahead and start planting. But way ahead of schedule on planting, and now the emergence is coming up, so corn's looking like it's going to be all right, which is really a positive for the cattle industry. The big slaughter is another positive for the cattle industry. Had 590,000 last week, which was the biggest we'd had in a long time, and it has already started to trickle into lower box beef cutout values, and that should end up being some savings for the consumer at the meat counter, and hopefully some specials to be run for the holidays coming in, with Mother's Day and Father's Day and Memorial Day weekend coming up here, and hopefully people can come in and start getting some cheaper beef. And it's taken some of our beef customers to come back around a little bit, especially some people that just don't have a whole lot of discretionary income there, and they noticed it right off whenever beef got too high for them to grill out with. But it may take them a while to venture back to the beef side of the meat case there, and notice that there's some affordable beef out there. But maybe our outlook has improved, and that's what the futures is showing there. We talked about this really nice weather. We've had excellent rain also through your major grazing areas there, and things are looking pretty good. Looks like Trump's going to be on the Republican side. I think that's probably bolstering some people, thinking that he might get the trade straightened out a little bit, and especially if he could do something like he talks about on these foreign countries, and a lot of them are some of our big beef customers, devaluating their currency. If they would get that straightened out, that would help a whole lot and avoid that wreck like we had there at the end of last year. But cash feeder cattle, Oklahoma City had a light run, 5,700 head. It was pretty wet around there. Prices were mostly steady to weak, so not a big change there. Joplin only had 3,550. Their feeders were about steady. Calves were ranging from steady to $5 lower, but it looks like this cash feeder cattle market has kind of straightened out a little bit. Some pretty impressive quotes there on Cattle Market Central, individual quotes. Kingsville Livestock Auction in Kingsville, Missouri, Tuesday afternoon at 3:30. Had a load of steers weighed 707 at 157.50. In Sylvan Grove, Kansas, Monday night late, just before 10 o'clock, they had a pretty good load, or a piece of a load of 522-pound steer calves bring 176.50, and it hadn't been that long ago before those would bring north of $2, but they won't do it anymore. And that's 3 minutes. We'll talk to you on Friday.